Hey friends, Not Link here, and I've got some major leaks for you. As you may know, I've been away on vacation the last week, and I missed quite a few things. And so today I'm gonna cover them all. And the further along we get in this video, the weirder it gets. But let's start with this one here. This is me jumping into the game, and I noticed something that I'm super excited about. So if we jump over to the streaks page, there it is. Look at that bad boy. Let's pause it. We have a mini sentry. Now we have mini sentries in Big Paintball 1, and they are one of my favorite things. They're pretty inexpensive, and they up your gameplay by a massive amount because it doubles the amount of sentries you can put down and the amount of kills you can get. Now, unfortunately, I haven't been able to get any footage of these in action because if I press play again, you'll see that eventually I try and buy it. It doesn't let me buy it. There you go. No longer for sale. But what I do have is this image of it being in the game, and you can see it's basically the exact same as a normal sentry, just tiny. Got all the same features, the same color scheme, everything. Now, I don't know if I've shown the different colors. I'm sure it'll come up later in the video, but sentries now have different colors per team. So if you're on the blue team, your sentries are going to be blue. If you're on the red team, sentries are going to be red. And now if you're playing in a free-for-all and there is no teams, your sentries are gray, much like you see in the streak images. Now you'll be able to see here when I place down the sentry, that exact thing. Get a little closer, bang, there it is. Beautiful, red, bright, colorful. And of course, when we get to the free-for-all, it's just gray. Now, if I zoom a little bit along here in this video, you'll be able to hear the differences because they've added new sounds based on the texture. So listen to this. So one of them's more solid, and then when we hit some of the other objects, it's kind of more like a little pop. And any sort of little minor detail like that always gets me super excited because it just adds a little bit more of realism to the game. Now, unfortunately, what I've got to show you next is not something I managed to see for myself, but I do have two pictures that I can share with you. They are of a brand new map called Theme Park. And if you've played Big Paintball 1 for a long time, you might remember there was a theme park map in the game, but that's since been removed and we haven't seen it since. So to see that there's a theme park map in Big Paintball 2 is very exciting. So this is the first screenshot that I've got, and from the first initial look, it doesn't seem super exciting. You can see what appears to be a castle, maybe a roller coaster track, a little pond, and from this screenshot here, it's kind of hard to tell that it even is a theme park. But this screenshot, on the other hand, totally gives it away. I mean, look at that Ferris wheel in the background. Top notch. You can see a food truck in the background and a big tower that has a ladder up to it, which I can only imagine is probably one of those big drop towers. But from these screenshots, I'm already really excited, and the fact that it's not textured yet means that it's in development. So it could get scrapped, but I kind of hope it doesn't because I'd love to see it. Now you can see in the chat there a little bit of a sneak peek of to what's to come because trust me, it gets really weird. But let's stick with some of the more normal stuff. So if I press play, you'll see when the end of the round comes, look at that! It now has a little animation showing you the top 3 players in the server. And yes, that person has 255 tags, which will become way more clear very shortly. So I love this feature because I would love to be put on display every time I get first. Let's be honest, that happens all the time. I'm totally kidding. But either way, I really think this is cute because it gives people an actual incentive to do better in the game as opposed to just getting a few tags. But I think the coolest thing about this is that case drop right at the top. I asked Gavin about this and he said that they have a random chance of dropping. And if you don't know what cases are, they're basically like eggs from Pet Simulator X, where when you open it, it rolls through a bunch of guns and you get a random chance of getting a unique gun. Now, I'm not 100% confirmed on this, but from my experience, this seems to be the case, is that the case drops are random for the top 3 people. Because you can see the case drop here for the person in first place, and then if I press play, there's another case drop for the person in second place. I have yet to see a case drop for someone who isn't in first, second, or third yet, but granted, I haven't played a lot of this game yet, and this is a very new feature. And you'll find the same thing here. We've got the 3 people, and there we go. 2 people got the cases. And yes, they are green, and yes, I will explain. But that is probably the weirdest thing, so let's save that to the end. Have you heard of the Sitting Ducks game mode? Me neither. But apparently it's a thing. This is probably them just goofing around, but this footage is provided by Hey Dude Where's the Food, and what am I looking at right now? They are all just sitting in a box getting spawn camped by the developers. And you may be wondering, wow, that's kind of like a lot of people in this box. Only gonna get worse. Trust me, it's gonna get way worse. Look, there they are, right at the top, just sitting, trying to shoot you. Why? Why is it like this? I don't know. But during the sitting duck game mode, we also got to see something pretty cool. Look at this. Look at the amount of guns are now in the game. I doubt all of these guns are going to be available for you to purchase right away. They're probably either going to be saved for an update or you're going to have to try and get them more and more and more through crates. But I want to scroll back because this one really caught my eye. Ready? The banana gun. What is the banana gun? Look at it. It's so cute. It's like a barrel gun with a banana peel on it. And then of course we've got all the classics that we've seen before. The grenade launcher, the silence pistol, the poop gun, which I'm gonna show you something kind of weird about. Some of these are a little bit more rare that we haven't seen, like the phantom rifle. We don't see that very often. I don't think I've seen the Spitfire very much before. The anime sniper, I'm pretty sure is brand new. I don't think I've seen it. And if we take a look here are the special rifles. He's gonna pull out the poop gun and it's gonna get weird. Are you ready for this? And take note that these are labeled contraband. Why? Don't know. And to be honest, because of this effect, I would kind of agree that the poop gun is definitely contraband. Look at this. Look, can you see it? Can you see it? It's kind of hard to see, but it's shooting poop emojis. Before it shot little brown circles, little poop particles, and now it literally shoots poop emojis. And it splats in brown. It's so gross, man. It is so gross. And if you thought all that was weird, it's time to show you the weirdest thing. Please enjoy the new infection game mode. I don't know if this is gonna stay around forever, but look at the chaos. This was a server full of 100 players. And essentially, if you're infected, your speed is insane. I mean, look at me go. You get a terrible gun. This gun is the default gun that we've seen in Big Paintball 1, but the range of it, look at that. You can't even see it when I'm shooting because I'm running too fast. It's literally the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And no, when you try and switch to the rifles, it doesn't work. You're stuck with this gun if you're infected. And there you go. You can see the sentries right there. When they're free for all, they're great. But the point of this game mode is to try and survive. So if you get put on the survivors team, you have to try and stay alive as long as you possibly can. And you can see it popping up on screen right now that one survivor remains. And at the start of the game, of course, that number is much larger. Now, this round that we start, I managed to get onto the survivors team. So here I am on the bridge with my normal rifle trying to survive. And you can see there, 30 survivors, 29, 28, 27, 26. These numbers go down pretty quickly. I don't know if this game mode is actually going to be in the game or not, but I kind of love it and I think it's hilarious. I don't know how well it's going to work because this game mode had 100 players, whereas typically in Big Paintball 2, the server sizes are much smaller, bigger than Big Paintball 1, but still much smaller than 100. So I don't know if they're going to switch the server size to 100 for normal games, or if they're just going to keep it smaller, or if they're going to get rid of infection altogether. I don't know, but it was really, really cool to see this and even more cool to play. Yes, and I finally got to ride the elevator. Look at all of us infected people getting in here. Look at us go. Oh my goodness, yeah. And then you can see all the survivors up there where we tried to tag so many of them. So long story short, the reason why that person got so many tags is because there was like 99 of us to kill. And as you can see, Preston up here is already at almost 200 kills. So yeah, that's all the Big Paintball 2 leaks that I've missed. Tell me your thoughts in the comments because I think it's wild. But if you're excited for Big Paintball 2, you better subscribe to this channel because I'm gonna cover it all. So if you enjoyed this video, I know you'll love that one. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.